On the morning of December 26, 1996, the first disturbances within the family began with a 911 call made by Patsy Ramsey. According to initial reports, a 2.5-page handwritten ransom note found in the house contained allegations that the child had been abducted. The first response team secured a specific section of the house in order to quickly collect the initial evidence found at the scene. However, the failure to systematically examine the entire environment where the incident occurred led to deficiencies that could have resulted in later contamination of evidence. In particular, the inadequate collection of evidence in certain areas within the house increased uncertainties in subsequent laboratory analyses. In the early stages of the incident, the autopsy conducted by the Boulder County Coroner's Office reported JonBenét's cause of death as asphyxia associated with craniocerebral trauma. The autopsy findings revealed signs of impact from a garrote applied around the neck, fractures in the skull, and evident mechanical traumas throughout the body. This data represents the initial scientific evidence indicating that the incident might have been a premeditated, violent homicide rather than a simple suicide or accident. In subsequent years, DNA analyses performed on the obtained evidence emerged as one of the most significant findings in the case. In 2003, from mixed blood samples taken from JonBenét's underwear, an unidentified male DNA profile, other than those belonging to family members, was obtained. This profile did not match any records in the FBI's CODIS database and still indicates the presence of an unidentified third party. More sensitive touch DNA analyses applied in 2016 revealed that the evidence, albeit at very low concentrations, contained genetic material from 2 different individuals. These results provided important molecular evidence that the case did not involve only family members, but also suggested the possibility of external intervention. Items found at the scene, including tent fabric, materials used in constructing the garrote, and other pieces of evidence, were subjected to extensive geophysical and chemical analyses. In particular, traces indicating that broken pieces from Patsy Ramsey's paint set were used in the construction of the garrote are among the data supporting the claims regarding the originality of the evidence and the preservation of the chain of custody. Additionally, microscopic examinations conducted on documents, notes, and items found in the house, through the comparison of different fabric and fiber samples, demonstrate that the scene was examined systematically. These studies suggest that much of the evidence might have been transferred from different sources within the house, and that the evidence collection process carried potential risks of contamination. During the early stages of the official investigation, the Boulder Police Department took family dynamics into account while collecting evidence at the scene and evaluating witness testimonies. Initially, the fact that the ransom note was written with paper and pen found in the house was considered an element raising questions about the family's involvement in the incident. In police reports, the initial statements taken from family members and the organization within the house raised various possibilities regarding how the incident occurred. For example, since there was no forced entry into the house, the absence of direct evidence of any intrusion shifted the focus of the investigation toward alternative hypotheses. Although the official reports on the case are based on various forensic findings, the complexity of the incident has given rise to numerous alternative hypotheses. Some researchers have suggested that the incident could also be related to abnormal atmospheric changes, electromagnetic fluctuations, and environmental factors occurring within the house. Furthermore, the reanalysis of DNA data, using today's advanced forensic techniques, has provided findings that support previously overlooked traces and the potential presence of a third party. These scientific approaches reveal that the incident was not limited to a single explanation, but rather was a complex event resulting from multiple factors and interactions. In JonBenét Ramsey's life story, intra-family communication, parent-child relationships, and social environmental pressures provide important clues regarding the forensic and psychological aspects of the incident. Family evaluations conducted by expert psychologists have meticulously examined stress factors specific to childhood, the traumatic experiences of family members, and the emotional states during the incident. These studies particularly underline the fine line between elements that preserve the child's innocence and the complexities of the adult world. The psychological data highlights the behavioral patterns within the family before and after the incident, revealing traces of possible stress responses and traumatic memories. JonBenét's death has resonated widely in public opinion and has been sensationalized by the media. However, sociological studies indicate that the media did not focus adequately on the scientific and forensic aspects of the incident. Instead, emotional and speculative interpretations predominated. Academic studies show that in the public's approach to such incidents, dramatic and emotional reactions have taken precedence over cold and objective scientific data. This situation complicates both the forensic investigation of the case and the scientific evaluation of the obtained evidence. In recent years, with the rapid development of forensic science, the JonBenét Ramsey case has also begun to be re-evaluated using modern DNA analysis techniques and genetic genealogy methods. The advanced DNA analysis methods used by the FBI and independent laboratories, particularly through touch DNA and microconcentration analyses, have been able to provide clearer information regarding the unidentified male DNA profile obtained in the case. These techniques have enabled the re-evaluation of evidence that was previously insufficient and can now be re-examined with the precision provided by modern technology. These developments indicate that the unidentified genetic material, referred to as the third party, holds potential clues for solving the case. Comprehensive digital archiving efforts conducted by the Boulder Police Department have enabled the creation of a massive database containing 40,000 reports, 2,500 pieces of evidence, and over 1 million pages of documents related to the case. These archives are being re-examined using modern data analysis techniques and are supported by correlations and statistical analyses. The comparison of the obtained data with past forensic reports and international databases has increased the potential for uncovering new connections and clues related to the case. The shortcomings during the initial intervention, deficiencies in the evidence collection process, and the failure to secure the scene have affected the accuracy of subsequent forensic examinations. Academic studies emphasize that the failure to sufficiently secure the scene, the free movement of family members, and the collection of initial evidence in a manner susceptible to contamination have made it difficult to obtain conclusive results regarding the case. Although the official reports on the case are based on various forensic findings, the complexity of the incident has led to the proposal of numerous alternative hypotheses. Some researchers argue that the incident did not solely result from intrafamily dynamics. Data such as electromagnetic anomalies, environmental factors, and the unidentified DNA profile obtain support the theory of an intruder, external intervention. Other experts, however, contend that intrafamily traumas, psychological pressure, and social dynamics may have played a role in the occurrence of the incident, thus emphasizing the need for a multidimensional approach. These academic debates highlight the difficulty in reaching a definitive conclusion about the nature of the incident and demonstrate that the existing scientific data must be interpreted from multiple perspectives. The latest techniques in modern forensic science offer promising results in the re-examination of the JonBenét Ramsey case. Genetic genealogy, advanced DNA sequencing methods, and microanalysis techniques are revealing details in the evidence that were previously undetected. Collaboration between independent laboratories and federal institutions facilitates comparisons with international databases, accelerating efforts to determine the origin of the as-yet unidentified genetic material. The new studies on the case are being carried out in collaboration not only by the Boulder Police Department, but also by universities, independent forensic laboratories, and international research centers. Re-examination of digital archives, modern data analysis techniques, and extensive statistical studies are being used as important tools to better understand the multifaceted nature of the incident. This multidisciplinary approach not only addresses the existing shortcomings of the case, but also enables the more effective investigation of similar cases in the future. JonBenét Ramsey's death has been the subject of comprehensive investigations from forensic, psychological, and sociological perspectives, yet it remains a complex case without a definitive conclusion. Official reports, laboratory analyses of the collected evidence, and modern DNA techniques indicate that the incident was not simply a suicide or accident, but bears traces of multiple factors and external interventions. These comprehensive scientific analyses demonstrate that the current data must be meticulously re-evaluated and supported by advanced forensic techniques. The new technologies offered by modern forensic science and multidisciplinary collaborations hold promise for resolving the unanswered questions that have persisted for years and for illuminating the potential presence of a third party. Debates in academic circles have brought forward various perspectives on the multifaceted nature of the incident, ranging from intrafamily dynamics to the complex interplay of environmental anomalies and genetic data. In conclusion, JonBenét Ramsey's death remains a complex case in history, marked by numerous scientific data points and alternative hypotheses that modern forensic science has yet to fully resolve. In light of all the obtained data, advanced DNA techniques, sophisticated data analyses, and international cooperation are required to reach a definitive explanation for the case. In this context, every step taken to re-illuminate the case will serve as an example of a scientifically grounded approach aimed not only at achieving justice, but also at more effectively preventing similar tragedies in the future. JonBenét's story, as an incident in which the loss of innocence and the complex interplay between intrafamily dynamics and external factors are analyzed on a scientific basis, will continue to be re-evaluated in the light of forensic research and modern technology. This analysis aims not only to shed light on the past tragedy, but also to offer a scientific and interdisciplinary model that will enable more accurate and comprehensive investigations of similar cases in the future.